Tony D and Little Joan with the Screenwriter's Rant on 3 trailers, which I feel might be 3 movies that are just, they indulge artistically. That's the theme. There's artistic indulgence, if you will. The first is called Opus, starring John Malkovich. Then there's Eephus, baseball movie. And then finally, there's The Seven Veils, starring Amanda Siegfried. I want to say Siegfried, but it's Seyfried, I think. Anyhow, smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys books 1 through 16. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. All right, first up is Opus, and very strange film where John Malkovich is some sort of long-running musician, legendary musician who makes a comeback and then has special invites to certain people, and for some reason this girl gets an invite. I don't know why. And then she goes to the, I guess it's a launch party of some kind to cover it for a music magazine. That is, what's her face? Oh, God, I can't think of her name. You know, the girl from Dusk Till Dawn. She's been in a million things. I can't think of her name. This is another reporter. And, I don't know, she goes there and then, I don't know, it's kind of like a cult. It's got a very cult-like vibe. The way they eat and do things. The way they're insisting she be shaven down there. Weird. From writer and director Mark Anthony Green. So, yeah, I don't know why she would agree to that. So, and then John Malkovich comes out, and I don't know, it's a very cult-like atmosphere. I don't understand exactly what this movie is or why, what the point is. Like, I could understand if it was a comedy, and it feels over the top like a comedy, but it doesn't seem very funny. And, you know, rock and roll or musician indulgence could be a thing still, but again, you have to come at it at a different way. First off, rock and roll really isn't on top anymore, not like it used to be. Yeah, you could say that John Malkovich is an older dude from an older time when he was big, but then why would anybody cover this? Why would this be such a big deal? I can only think of you know, the Rolling Stones. I mean, like, for instance, one of the guys from the band just died. It was a pretty big band. He was 87. Like, Malkovich ain't no spring chicken. Like, that era, the 70s era guys, it's hard for anybody to get excited about them anymore. In this era, you're telling me that a magazine, like there are still relevant magazines, you know, it's going to cover this. It's like everybody who writes movies is still trapped in the paradigm of movies. Like, they don't even think, hey, I should write a movie where, you know, it's the actual music scene, you know? One in which it's full of mostly rap guys and R&B guys and pop stars. Very few in the way of, you know, like Lady Gaga-like figures. They're all completely dominated by women. The entire industry is woke. But okay, I mean, you could try to use the old paradigm, I guess. It's not really coming across to me as authentic. Maybe if you tie it into Burning Man somehow. It's got like a kind of a Burning Man vibe with all the strange clothes in the desert meetup or whatever. You know, So I'm not sure if it's a comedy or not. I think it's kind of supposed to be, but for that portion of it to work, I think your protagonist, who appears to be this woman here, she needs to be the most normal. And I'm not quite sure her deal either. She seems to be in an outfit that's very retro. Kind of gives me schoolgirl vibes. I know she's not in school, maybe college girl vibes. You know, again, you're using magazines. Like, see how famous he is? He's on the cover of a magazine. Who reads magazines anymore? Seriously. Oh, he's on the cover of Time. Who cares? No one cares about Time magazine anymore, in my view. And then there's a print guy, and they're talking about print like it's dead, and it mostly is. So for some reason, they send her. I guess because she's part of a website, we'll say. God, I want to say Patricia Arquette, but that's not her name. I can't think of her name. I don't know. So first act, she is chosen for some reason to go. Second act, she gets there. Everybody's a weirdo. It's like a cult. I guess he wants to have sex with her. I don't know. It's just a bunch of nonsense. And then it gets out of control. And then I guess people start dying or disappearing. And Malkovich has some sort of weird cult-like following. And she has to escape it. I guess. Maybe that's part of the album. If you want to see it, March 14th. John Malkovich used to be in some pretty good movies. But these days, I think he's just cashing in. So I don't think his presence necessarily means it's good, although he is a good actor. He is very charismatic. It's a good role for him. I wouldn't completely dismiss it, but I find the trailer kind of confusing. Do we have a write-up? No. Oh, wait. An iconic pop star returns after decades missing. See, he doesn't strike me as a pop star. That's a downside to it. All right. Moving on to Eephus. It's a baseball movie, and I chose this one because Hollywood seems to be obsessed with baseball. It's a bit of a different kind of baseball movie. Bunch of older guys who have been playing in this field forever come to the realization that the field's going to be torn down for a middle school, and they play some last games. And I don't know, it's another baseball movie. There's a lot of older dudes in it. I don't recognize any of them. Not sure why they're playing exactly. I guess it's just for fun. So, again, it's another one of these movies that luxuriates in baseball. I don't totally mind it, but I'm kind of confused. Is it a comedy or is it not? It seems to have some comedy vibe to it. I think it should be. Directed by Carson Lund. World sales by Film Constellation. What kind of credit's that? Who wrote this thing? Screenplay by Michael Basta, Nate Fisher, and Carson Lund. Okay. I don't recognize any of the names in it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it kind of has some funny lines. The humor's very dry. First act, the guys are playing baseball, usual antics. Then they discover the field's being torn down for a middle school. Second act, they got to finish the games they've always wanted to finish. You know, it's the last games. They're putting out their all for the last games they'll ever play in the field. They have various issues. They talk about things. They talk about baseball and how much they love it. And they're going to miss the field and blah, blah, blah. Third act, they leave the field and middle school gets put in its place and everybody will be forgotten. And that's sad. I guess. I don't know. You guys, how about putting some laughs in this? This seems like it's screaming for some laughs. You got a few guys drinking beer, like out on the field or whatever, but I think you needed way more than that. I think you needed some like drunken antics. I think you needed to turn the comedy up to at least 7 or 8 on this to make this work. Feels like you're just delivering very mild laughs. Okay, here we go. The write-up: grown men's recreational baseball game stretches into extra innings on their beloved field's final day. Oh, it's one day. Before demolition, humor and nostalgia intertwine as daylight fades, signaling an era's end. Okay, so it all takes place on one day, I guess. Again, probably could have turned it up to 11. Drunken antics and practical jokes, maybe. Rivalry, something exciting. Anyhow, next one is Seven Veils. This is Amanda Siegfried? I want to say Siegfried, but it's probably not how you say it. But she's very cute. And she's very serious in this. This is very serious artistic endeavor, everyone. She's producing a play that her and her dead husband were involved with, but he's gone, and she's continuing the play, and she's struggling with it, I guess. I don't know. It looks incredibly pretentious. Amanda Seyfried conveys so much with just a single glance. I mean, she's very cute, but I'm not really getting the message here. Like, what the hell's going on? So all these things, thrilled to witness. I don't see that. Are people killed in this, or is it just part of the play? There's an orchestra. Here she is kissing a severed head. It's hard to distinguish. A film by Atom Egoyan. Academy Award nominee Amanda Seyfried. Seven Veils. Oh my God, look at these credits. You know, microscope to see what the hell they are. I think Adam wrote and directed it. What's it about? Amanda and her various struggles, I guess? I don't know. The trailer didn't do... It keeps showing me things and telling me how good the movie is rather than showing me good clips. Okay, you got dancing, you got a play, an artist, and it's all very intense. What the F is it about? Okay, her husband died. Did she kill him? Is there a mystery on that? Or doesn't seem to be, but you kind of just throw that out there, and I don't know what to think. This is a fictional account, so you should probably make it clear that it isn't about that. You should probably make it clear what the hell this is about. But I don't know, it's not that clear to me. And we don't have a write-up here. So to the IMDb. These aren't the only movies that are presented this way. Now this says 2023. Is this movie that old? The hell am I looking at the trailer for? Why did this pop up in my feed at all? Yeah, it was posted today. Thanks for posting an old trailer, I guess. An earnest theater director has the task of remounting her former mentor's most famous work, the opera Salome. Oh, okay, so it's an actual opera, I'm guessing. Some disturbing memories from her past will allow her repressed trauma to color the present. Not everybody's up on their opera, so maybe mention that you're putting on an established work. That would have helped. I don't know, man. It just looks kind of boring, and I don't like being told what to think. All right, now to rate these three. So we got Seven Veils, Eephus, and Opus. On the bottom, I guess I got to put the Seven Veils. I'm just completely confused as to what this is about. Don't really get it. Amanda's hot, but that's not enough to carry a movie. I need something more. Number 2 would be Opus. For John Malkovich, I would check it out. Maybe it could pass, but not really seeing it come together. Not really sure, again, what it's about. It could have been really funny. Maybe sort of like that movie with Russell Brand and um, Jonah Hill when he was still fat and funny, if you know that one. But yeah, it just seems he seems miscast in this role. And number one, I guess I'll put the baseball movie at number one. It seems mildly amusing and harmless, at least. Again, I think you really should have turned the comedy up on this one 11. I mean, it could have been a fun sports movie, like a old man's version of The Sandlot, something like that. I think that maybe that's what they're trying to go for, but man, the trailer is just a little too slow. Little too slow. Gotta put some energy behind it. It just seems to be kind of DOA in terms of the energy. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on the green site, the orange site, and the black site for more videos, the more spicy videos. I will be at the Jackson Public Library Thursday at 7 p.m. for my talk on how to hunt the Jersey Devil. Hope to see you there. We'll see you